New at 5, a woman is dead and a man is in jail after an early morning shooting in Athens. Athens police say they found 26-year-old Alexis Garth on the driveway of a home off this road here. This is Oakdale Ridge Lane. She was taken to the hospital where she later died. 20-year-old Kairen Yarro is now charged with capital murder in the presence of a child under 14. Investigators believe this was a domestic violence incident.
A day meant for new beginnings. Instead, it became the last morning of a young mother's life. Today, we are telling Alexis's story because she deserves to be more than a headline. She deserves to be remembered. Before we go any further, if this kind of story matters to you, if you believe victims deserve a voice, hit that subscribe button right now. Leave a like so this story reaches more people, and drop a comment below, because at the end of this video, I'm going to ask you something that I genuinely want your answer to. Let's begin. Alexis Garth was 26 years old. She was a daughter, a sister, a friend, and above everything else, she was a mother. She had two little girls. One was 3 years old, the other just 8 months. People who knew Alexis described her as genuine, as someone who simply wanted to take care of her Barbies and build a life for them. She wasn't looking for drama. She wasn't looking for trouble. She was looking for a way out. For some time, Alexis had been in a relationship, a dangerous one, with a man who, according to her own family, refused to let her leave. Her sister Miracle Scott later said it publicly. Alexis had a plan. She was going to leave him in just a few weeks. She was so close. But he found out, and he wasn't going to let that happen. It started as a normal New Year's Day. Alexis spent time with her mother, Shanetta, just family, just the holidays. Later, she went to Huntsville to be with friends, a break, a breath of fresh air. Her boyfriend, Kairen Yarro, 20 years old, showed up at her mother's house. He wanted to drive Alexis home. She left with him. On the way, she realized she'd left her keys behind. Her sister arranged to meet her at a Buc-ee's to hand them back. A simple exchange, a few minutes, then Alexis went home. And that's when everything unraveled. Shortly after arriving, Alexis called her sister again. This time, the call was different. "Come get the baby." Those were her words, urgent, desperate. The line stayed open, and through it, her sister heard Yarro's voice, threatening to kill the baby, threatening to kill Alexis, threatening to kill himself. He had a gun. Alexis could be heard pleading, crying, asking him to put it down. Her sister called for help. Police raced to the scene, but they were too late. As officers pulled up to Oakdale Ridge Lane at approximately 4:00 in the morning, they heard the shot. Alexis Garth was in the driveway. Yarro lay down on the ground, pushed the gun away, and surrendered. Her 3-year-old daughter was found hiding under a car outside. Alexis was rushed to Huntsville Hospital. She did not survive. Kairen Yarro was 20 years old. He was Alexis's boyfriend, the father figure in the home. But here is where this story takes a deeply disturbing turn. This was not Yarro's first act of violence, not even close. Go back to 2019. Yarro was just 16 years old. He was charged with shooting at 3 other juveniles. He received a 36-month suspended sentence, probation, a second chance. He violated that probation. He was ordered to serve time in state prison, and then the Alabama Department of Corrections granted him a mandatory release. On December 2nd, 2022, 1 month before he shot Alexis Garth. 1 month. He walked out of prison in December, and by January 1st, a young mother was dead. Let that sink in for a moment. The motive, control. Alexis was leaving. She had told people she was leaving. She had a timeline. And for a man used to controlling the people around him, that was unacceptable. This was not a crime of passion. This was a man who decided, if I can't have her, no one will. Athens police classified this immediately as a domestic violence homicide. Yarro was present at the scene. He surrendered the weapon himself. The open phone line gave investigators a real-time account of the threat. Witnesses including family members, corroborated the abuse and the threats. A Limestone County grand jury handed down an indictment for capital murder. The charge was elevated to capital because the crime was committed in the presence of a child, Alexis's 3-year-old daughter. Under Alabama's Anayas law, which allows judges to deny bond for those charged with serious violent crimes, Yarro was ordered held without bond. He wasn't going anywhere. Here is the part of this story that should make every single one of us stop and ask hard questions. Kairen Yarro had already shown the world who he was. At 16, he shot at people. He violated his probation. He was sent to prison, and then the system let him out. 30 days later, a mother of 2 was dead. Alexis's family didn't just lose her to one man. They lost her to a chain of decisions, by courts, by a corrections system, by policies that put a violent offender back on the street without consequence. Her mother Shanetta went on Facebook Live, raw and grieving, and told the world exactly what happened. She didn't hide from the truth. She wanted people to know, because if the system won't protect women like Alexis, the public has to. As of early 2026, Kairen Yarro remains charged with capital murder in the death of Alexis Garth. He has been held without bond since his arrest. The case has moved through the Limestone County court system, though a confirmed final verdict has not been publicly announced at the time of this video. Capital murder in Alabama carries the possibility of life in prison or the death penalty. Alexis's family continues to speak out, not just for her, but for every woman trapped in a violent relationship right now trying to find a way out. Her sisters, her mother, her community, they refuse to let her name be forgotten. And neither should we. Alexis Garth was 26 years old. She had 2 daughters who needed their mother. She had a family that loved her. She had plans. She was not a statistic. She was not just a case file. She was a woman who shielded her baby with her own body in the final moments of her life. That is who Alexis was. May she rest in the peace she deserved in life, and may her daughters grow up knowing their mother was brave. Now I want to hear from you. Alexis had a plan to leave. Her family knew, her sister knew, but a man who had already committed violence was released from prison just 30 days before he took her life. So here is my question, and I genuinely want your thoughts in the comments below. When the system releases a violent offender and they kill again within weeks, who bears responsibility? The individual, the institution, or both? Drop your answer below. Share this video, because conversations like this one save lives. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a story like this. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and never stop asking questions.